Thank you very much. We'll take questions. I should also note that both Professor Byers and Professor Attaran are able to take your questions en français.
Oui, j'aimerais savoir, donc ramener ces gens-là au Canada et les emprisonner ici?
Peut-être ici, on peut bâtir une prison en Afghanistan. Et moi, je pense que c'est mieux de le bâtir en Afghanistan, mais il faut avoir une prison. Ça peut être notre propre prison, mieux encore, en prison avec les autres pays de l'OTAN, de NATO, qui travaillent en Afghanistan avec nous.
Ajouter aux questions des prisons en Afghanistan, ce n'est pas un choix pour nous, pour le Canada, de transférer des gens maintenant. Après les nouvelles d'aujourd'hui dans le Globe Mail, ça sera un crime de la guerre de continuer à transférer des gens en Afghanistan. Nous n'avons pas le choix. Ce n'est pas une question de c'est une bonne politique, ça coûte trop. C'est une question des obligations en droit international humanitaire.
Mais a-t-on les moyens?
This government has known for a long time that its procedures in Afghanistan with respect to detainees were grossly inadequate. And this is the result of that failure to protect against the possibility of torture. In the current circumstances, we cannot transfer detainees, period. How the government figures this out and upholds our obligations from now on is a question for the politicians and the Department of National Defense. But I'm telling you, as an expert in international humanitarian law, we cannot transfer, period.
Rien ne me surprend parce que j'ai lu le rapport de Louise Arbour, de les États-Unis, et de tous les ONG, par exemple Amnesty International. Et c'est vraiment facile de trouver ce rapport. Là-dedans, c'est clair que les autorités afghanes torturent. Il n'y a rien de surprenant, ça c'est la vérité. People's lives have been destroyed. Torture destroys your life. We are talking people who have been treated in the crudest of ways. Nothing can be done now to save the quality of their life. The quality of their life is gone. All that can be done is to avoid similar incidents in the future. By the end of the day, I would hope Mr. O'Connor and General Hillier have a plan for how they will no longer transfer.
We cannot transfer detainees in the shadow of these allegations by a well-respected newspaper and a well-respected reporter. We do not need proof of torture. What we need is evidence of a risk of torture. And in this circumstance, if we continue to transfer, we are violating as a country our international legal obligations, and individuals who take these policy decisions are themselves potentially individually responsible under international criminal law.
Professor Byers is exactly right. There is no wiggle room on the rule in law that says do not torture. Surprisingly, that rule means do not torture. It's as simple as that. Now, you can, as a government, have all sorts of other motivations. We want to help reconstruct the Afghan justice system. We want to help them learn how to deal with detainees safely. But those are noble motivations. But they all stop at the rule of you can't torture.
A policy that would protect the rights of detainees also protects our soldiers. I'm a great supporter of our soldiers, and I want this government to do the right thing with respect to detainees, in large part because I want our government to protect our soldiers from the possibility of prosecution for war crimes. And a government that allows, indeed orders, detainees to be transferred into situations where they are at risk of torture is letting our soldiers down.
There are certain norms of law about which one cannot dice, about which one cannot waver, about which one has to be absolutely ethically sound, and not torturing is one of them.
And after the scandal of what happened to Meher Arar, you would think that we would have learned. Complicity, facilitating torture, not doing all that we can do to prevent torture is something that drags this country down, both legally, morally, and politically. And I agree entirely with Professor Attaran. The way is clear for the government, for the Department of National Defense, announced today that we will not transfer detainees anymore in Afghanistan, and then over the months ahead we can figure out how better to cooperate with the Afghan officials so that we can uphold our obligations and help them rebuild their country in the appropriate way. These are rules. These are obligations that Canada as a country has fought for decades. We stand for human rights. We stand for international humanitarian law. This government, when it comes to detainees, has let us all down.